Does getting up from a chair feel harder than it used to? Do your legs tremble a little more than they did last year? Or do you catch yourself reaching for support when you never had to before? It's not just you, and you're not imagining it. That slow loss of strength you've been noticing? It's real. And it's happening to millions of people over 60 every single day. The scary part? That gradual weakness doesn't just make daily life harder. It puts you at serious risk for falls, injuries, and losing the independence you've worked so hard to keep. It can feel like your body is betraying you, right? Tasks that used to be second nature, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, even just standing up from the couch, start to feel like small battles. You might notice your balance isn't quite what it used to be. Maybe you've stumbled once or twice and brushed it off, but deep down there's that growing worry. What if next time I actually fall? That fear sits quietly in the back of your mind, making you hesitate before you do things you used to do without a second thought. And it's not just physical. It wears on your confidence. You start avoiding certain movements, sitting more, doing less, thinking you're playing it safe. But over time that caution leads to even more weakness, more stiffness, and more dependence on others. It's frustrating, it's disheartening, and at times it can feel like you're watching parts of your freedom slowly slip away. But I want you to know something deeply important. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to give in to this. You are not powerless here. In fact, there's something incredibly effective you can do to take back control, starting today. Now, imagine this. You wake up, step out of bed, and your legs feel steady. You walk through your home with confidence, no longer reaching for the wall or the furniture to catch your balance. You lift things more easily, move more freely, and feel a renewed sense of strength in your body. That's not a dream, it's absolutely possible. And the key is something many people overlook, or are even afraid of: weight training. Not the kind you see at the gym with heavy barbells and grunting bodybuilders. I'm talking about safe, simple movements designed specifically for your body, at your stage of life. Done the right way, weight training can wake up muscles you thought were long gone. It can boost your energy, improve your posture, protect your joints, and make you more steady on your feet. Even better, it doesn't take hours a day or expensive equipment to see results. Just a few minutes of smart, focused effort can completely change how you feel and move. In this video, I'm going to guide you step by step through everything you need to know, from how muscle loss actually happens, to the exact exercises and routines that can help rebuild your strength safely and effectively. We'll keep it simple, clear, and doable, because your time and energy matter, and by the end, you'll see just how capable and powerful you still are. So let's start right at the beginning. What exactly is weight training, and why should you care about it at this stage in life? Weight training, or strength training, simply means using resistance to make your muscles work harder. That resistance can come from all kinds of things: light dumbbells, resistance bands, your own body weight, even household items like water bottles or canned food. The goal is to challenge your muscles just enough to stimulate growth and build strength over time. And no, it's not about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about making your body strong enough to support your daily life, keep you independent, and reduce your risk of injuries. Here's the thing. After the age of 30, most people begin to lose muscle mass gradually. But after 60, that muscle loss can accelerate quickly if we don't do something about it. That means your legs get weaker, your core doesn't support you as well, and your arms struggle with things like lifting groceries or reaching into cupboards. But when you introduce even a small amount of strength training into your routine, everything starts to change. Your muscles begin to rebuild, your bones get stronger, your balance improves, and that translates to fewer falls, better coordination, and more confidence in your movements. It's also one of the best things you can do for your bones. As we age, bone density decreases, making fractures more likely. But strength training has been shown to stimulate bone growth, helping protect you from the kind of injuries that can sideline you for months. And it doesn't stop there. When you move your body and challenge your muscles, something powerful happens in your brain too. Your mood lifts, you feel more awake, more motivated, more capable. It's like flipping a switch that tells your body and mind, hey, we're not done yet. That sense of energy and purpose can be truly life-changing. It's not just about looking stronger, it's about being able to live your life fully, whether that means keeping up with grandkids, going for walks without fear, or simply being able to stay in your home without needing help. Weight training gives you the tools to keep your independence and your dignity intact. And remember, it's never too late to start. Whether you've never exercised before, or it's been years since you did anything physical, your body is always capable of change. The key is starting slow, being consistent, and listening to what your body needs. We're going to take this one step at a time, together, and by the time we're through, you'll feel more empowered than ever before. Let's talk about something that isn't often discussed, but affects nearly every older adult in one way or another: muscle loss after 60. There's a medical term for it: sarcopenia. It might sound technical, but it simply means age-related muscle loss. And the truth is, it's not just a part of aging, it's a condition that can dramatically affect how you live your life, if you don't take steps to stop it. Starting around your 30s, your body begins to slowly lose muscle mass. It's such a gradual process that you don't really notice it at first. But once you hit your 60s and beyond, that process speeds up, and it doesn't just affect how strong you feel. Muscle isn't just about lifting things or climbing stairs. It plays a huge role in your balance, your posture, your metabolism, and even your ability to recover from illness or injury. So when muscle starts to shrink, your entire system feels it. You might notice that you're getting tired more easily, even doing things you used to enjoy. Maybe you feel less steady on your feet, or hesitate before stepping onto an escalator, or into the tub. These little hesitations, these quiet changes, are signs that your muscles aren't supporting you the way they used to. And if left unaddressed, that weakness can lead to something far more serious: falls. Falls are one of the biggest threats to health and independence in older adults. One bad fall can lead to a broken hip, a long hospital stay, and months or even years of recovery. In some cases, people don't fully recover at all. That's not to scare you, it's to show you how powerful and important muscle is. Your muscles act like shock absorbers. They keep you stable when you trip, they protect your joints, and they help you react quickly when your footing slips. When they're strong, they can prevent injuries before they ever happen. And here's something most people don't realize: when you lose muscle, your body burns fewer calories. That means it's easier to gain weight, even if you're eating the same. That extra weight can strain your joints, increase your risk for diabetes, and make movement feel even harder. It becomes a cycle: less muscle, less movement, more weight, more weakness. But that cycle can be broken. The good news: your muscles haven't given up on you. Even in your 70s, 80s and beyond, your body can respond to strength training. It can rebuild what's been lost. It can adapt and become stronger. Muscle is one of the most adaptable tissues in the body, and it responds beautifully to even small, consistent effort. That's why this matters so much. Understanding what sarcopenia is, and what it does, is the first step to fighting back. You are not stuck. You are not too old. You are not broken. You are simply at a turning point, and the choices you make now can change everything about how you feel moving forward. Now that you understand what muscle loss really means, let's talk about what happens when you start fighting back, when you start giving your body the challenge it needs to rebuild strength. The benefits of weight training go far beyond just stronger muscles. In fact, many seniors say they didn't even realize how much it would improve their entire life until they started. One of the first things people notice is better balance. That shaky feeling when stepping off a curb or walking across uneven ground begins to fade. When your leg muscles are strong, your feet feel more planted. Your core supports you more naturally, so you're not leaning or wobbling. You walk with more control, and the fear of falling starts to fade. That one change alone can give you a whole new sense of freedom. Then there's strength. Not the kind for lifting heavy furniture, but the kind that lets you get out of bed without pushing yourself up with both hands. The strength to carry your groceries without resting halfway up the stairs. The strength to kneel down to grab something off the floor and stand back up with confidence. These are the wins that matter. These are the victories that make you feel like yourself again. But weight training isn't just about physical power. it's a gift to your mind as well. When you move your body and challenge your muscles, you stimulate the release of feel-good chemicals in your brain, endorphins. These little mood boosters can help ease anxiety and depression, and even clear away the mental fog that sometimes comes with aging. Many seniors say that after a few weeks of training, they feel more upbeat, more hopeful, and more in control of their lives. It also helps you sleep better. When your body is working and your muscles are engaged, you naturally feel more tired at night, in a good way. You fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling more refreshed. Quality sleep isn't just about rest, it's essential for memory, healing and energy during the day. And then there's metabolism. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down, which can lead to weight gain, especially around the midsection. But when you build muscle, even a little bit, your body burns more calories. Yes, even while you're sitting. Muscle is active tissue. The more you have, the more efficient your body becomes at using energy. That means better weight control, more energy, and lower risk of conditions like diabetes. I remember a woman named Margaret. She was 74, and when she first started training, she could barely lift a soup can without her arms shaking. But she stuck with it. Twice a week, just 20 minutes each time. Within 3 months, her posture improved, her knees stopped aching, and she told me, with tears in her eyes, that she finally felt proud of herself again. She said, "I thought that part of my life was over. I didn't know I could feel this strong again." Or Ed, who was 82, and had a bad fall the year before. He was nervous, always walking cautiously. But after doing simple weight training exercises for 2 months, nothing fancy, he told me he stopped reaching for the wall when he walked. He said he felt like his legs came back to life. These aren't rare stories. They're common when seniors take the first step toward strength. Your body wants to support you. It's just waiting for the signal. And when you give it that signal, when you move with intention and build muscle, it listens, and it responds. And that response can be the difference between a life of limits and a life of possibility. Let's take a moment to clear up some of the biggest myths that keep so many seniors from ever giving weight training a real chance. These ideas have been passed around for years, maybe even decades, and unfortunately, they've stopped a lot of people from experiencing the benefits we just talked about. But the truth is, most of these fears are based on misunderstandings. So let's gently shine a light on them, because the last thing I want is for you to hold yourself back, based on something that simply isn't true. The first myth, and probably the most common, is this one: I'm too old to lift weights. I hear this all the time, and I understand why someone would think that. After all, most of the images we see of people lifting weights are of young muscular folks in the gym, sweating and straining. But here's the thing, weight training isn't about age, it's about ability, and ability can be built at any age. In fact, studies have shown that even people in their 80s and 90s can gain muscle, improve strength, and increase mobility through simple resistance training. You're never too old to get stronger, because your muscles don't have an age limit, they just need the right kind of attention. Next up is the worry: lifting weights is dangerous for my joints. This one is especially common if you've dealt with arthritis, joint pain, or stiffness. It makes sense. You don't want to make things worse. But here's the surprising truth: weight training, when done properly, can actually protect your joints. That's because your muscles act like shock absorbers. When they're strong, they take pressure off your joints and help keep them stable and aligned. Gentle, controlled movements can actually reduce pain, increase flexibility, and help lubricate the joints through better circulation. The key is choosing the right exercises, using proper form, and starting slow. This isn't about pushing through pain, it's about building up safely and wisely, one step at a time. And then there's this one: I don't want to get bulky. That's another big concern, especially among women. Let me ease your mind. Getting bulky from weight training is incredibly difficult. Even for young people, it takes years of intense, heavy lifting and very specific nutrition to build big bulky muscles. What you'll gain instead is lean, functional strength. That means firmer muscles, better tone, and improved stability, not size. Your clothes will fit better, your movements will feel lighter, and your body will feel more supported. That's the kind of strength we're aiming for. So if you've been holding back because of one of these myths, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Those fears are understandable, but they're not facts. You are not too old. It is not too late. You do not have to worry about bulking up or hurting yourself if you approach this the right way. What you can expect is to feel stronger, more balanced, more energized, and more capable of living the life you want to live. And that, more than anything, is what makes this journey so worth taking. If you're feeling inspired to begin, that's wonderful. But before we dive into any exercises, let's talk about how to get started safely. Because the goal here isn't just to get stronger, it's to do it in a way that feels good, supports your health, and helps you stay consistent over time. That means laying a solid foundation right from the start. The very first step is this: talk to your doctor. Especially if you have any ongoing health conditions, like heart issues, arthritis, diabetes, or if you've had surgery recently, getting your doctor's input is essential. You want to make sure there are no hidden risks, and they might even give you specific guidelines or limitations to follow. Most doctors are thrilled to hear their patients are getting active, but it's always better to get that green light before you begin. Once you've got that clearance, the next step is something most people forget about: warming up. This part is so important. You wouldn't jump into a cold pool without easing in, right? Your muscles need the same kind of gentle wake-up. A good warm-up doesn't have to be fancy. Even 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement is enough to get your blood flowing and prepare your joints. Think slow marching in place, arm circles, shoulder rolls, or light stretches. The idea is to tell your body, hey, we're about to move, and give it time to respond. And let me be honest with you, the first few times you train, things might feel a little awkward. That's completely normal. Your muscles might shake. You might feel like your body isn't quite sure what it's doing. That's okay. It's like learning to ride a bike again. Your body is remembering how to move with purpose, and it gets better quickly. You don't need to go fast or push hard. You just need to begin, and trust that your strength will build day by day. Now, one of the most common questions I hear is, how do I avoid hurting myself? That's a smart question, and the answer comes down to a few simple safety tips. First, start light. Really light. If you're using weights, begin with the smallest ones you can find, or just use your body weight. Even just moving your arms and legs through the motions without any resistance is a great way to learn proper form. Remember, your muscles respond to consistency, not intensity. Second, focus on form over speed. Good posture and slow, controlled movements are much more effective than rushing through reps. Take your time. Breathe with each movement. Listen to how your body feels. Third, avoid pain. Not discomfort, but pain. It's normal to feel a bit of muscle fatigue or tightness when you're building strength. But if something pinches, pulls, or feels sharp, stop. Your body is smart. It will tell you what's okay and what isn't. There's no prize for pushing through something that doesn't feel right. And finally, use support when you need it. If you're doing exercises while standing, feel free to hold onto a sturdy chair or counter for balance. There's no shame in that. Stability is your friend, and the more confident you feel, the more progress you'll make. Getting started is often the hardest part, not because your body can't do it, but because it's unfamiliar. But once you take that first step, once you experience that first little win, you'll start to see what your body is capable of. You'll see that this journey is about building strength in a way that supports you, not overwhelms you, and every safe, steady step forward will bring you closer to the confidence and independence you deserve. Now that we've laid the groundwork, and you're feeling more confident about getting started, let's walk through a simple beginner weight training routine that's safe, effective, and made just for you. This routine focuses on the areas that matter most as we age: your legs for strength and balance, your arms for lifting and reaching, and your core for posture and stability. Best of all, everything we're doing today can be done with light dumbbells, resistance bands, or even just your own body weight, if that feels more comfortable. Let's start with the legs, because strong legs are key to everything from walking with confidence to getting out of a chair without help. Begin with one of the most powerful yet simple movements there is: the sit to stand. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, knees at a right angle. Cross your arms over your chest, or place them in front of you for balance. Now slowly stand up, using your legs, not your hands, to push you upward. Then gently lower yourself back down. That's 1 repetition. Don't rush it, take your time, and rest in between reps if you need to. If this is too difficult at first, you can use your hands on the chair to help push off. The key is to activate those thigh and hip muscles safely. Next, let's stay standing and do some calf raises. Hold on to the back of a chair or a countertop for balance. Stand tall and slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, like you're trying to peek over a fence. Then lower your heels back to the ground. You'll feel your calves working to lift your body weight. It's a small movement, but a powerful one for your balance and walking ability. Now let's shift to the arms. Grab your light dumbbells or resistance bands. Cans of soup work in a pinch too. For bicep curls, sit or stand with your arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Slowly curl your hands toward your shoulders, keeping your elbows close to your body. Then lower back down just as slowly. You're not swinging your arms, you're controlling every movement. This helps build strength for everyday tasks, like picking up a bag or opening a jar. Now let's move to shoulder presses. Hold your weights at shoulder height, elbows bent, and palms facing forward. From here, press the weights up toward the ceiling, then bring them back down slowly. If that's too much, just raise your arms halfway. This movement strengthens the shoulders, which support your ability to reach overhead or lift things off a shelf safely. Moving on to the core, your body's center of strength. A strong core helps with posture, standing tall, and even breathing deeply. Let's start with seated twists. Sit in your chair with your back straight, hands clasped together in front of your chest. Gently twist your upper body to the right. Pause for a breath, then slowly twist to the left. Don't force it. This should feel like a smooth, gentle rotation. Your spine is waking up, your obliques are activating, and your balance is improving even while sitting. Lastly, a great exercise that works both your arms and your core is the wall push-up. Stand about arm's length away from a wall. Place your hands on the wall at shoulder height, and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall. Then push back to your starting position. Keep your body straight, like a plank. These are safer than floor push-ups, and still very effective. You'll feel your arms, chest, and even your belly muscles engaging. Take your time with each of these exercises. If you need to rest between movements, do it. If something feels too difficult, there's no shame in modifying or doing fewer repetitions. The important thing is that you're doing it. You're building a foundation, and with every single repetition, you're telling your body, I'm here, I'm getting stronger, I'm not giving up. This routine might take 10 to 20 minutes, depending on your pace. That's more than enough. You don't need to exhaust yourself, you just need to be consistent. A few times a week, even twice, can lead to noticeable changes in how you move, how you feel, and how confident you are in your body. So breathe, move with care, and celebrate every little win along the way. By now, you've seen how powerful just a few simple movements can be. So the next natural question is, how often should I be doing this? And the good news is, you don't need to train every single day to see results. In fact, the best plan is one that balances consistency with recovery and leaves you feeling energized, not worn out. For most seniors, strength training 2 to 3 times a week is the sweet spot. That's enough to challenge your muscles and trigger growth without overtaxing your body. And you don't have to do a full hour each time. Even 20 to 30 minutes per session is plenty. The key is to keep your movements slow, controlled, and focused. You're not trying to sweat buckets or hit personal records. You're building strength you can use in everyday life. And here's something really important: variety matters. While strength training is at the core of your routine, it works best when paired with a little flexibility and balance training. These are the pieces that help you move freely and confidently, without stiffness or fear of falling. So think of your week like a well-balanced plate. On strength days, you might do the routine we just walked through, working your legs, arms, and core with resistance. Then on your off days, focus on gentle stretching, balance drills, or even a short walk outside. Simple yoga poses or standing on one foot near a wall for 30 seconds can do wonders for your stability. These lighter days still support your progress, and they help your muscles recover. Now let's talk about something that can really boost your motivation: tracking your progress.
Because when you see how far you've come, you're more likely to keep going. You don't need anything fancy. A notebook or even a calendar will do. After each session, jot down what exercises you did, how many repetitions, and how you felt. Maybe you started with wall push-ups, and today you did 5 more than last week. That's a victory worth celebrating. Some people like to note their energy levels too. Did you feel more awake after your session? Did your joints feel looser the next day? These little shifts might not be dramatic at first, but over time they paint a picture of improvement, and that picture will keep you moving forward. Another tip: take a moment every couple of weeks to assess your balance. Can you stand on one foot for a little longer than before? Do you feel steadier walking up the stairs? These are the kinds of real-world changes that matter most. You're not training for a competition, you're training for you, for your independence, your confidence, your quality of life.
And finally, remember that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You might miss a day. You might have a week where your energy is lower. That's okay. What matters is getting back to it. Again and again. The muscles you're building, the balance you're improving. It all adds up. And every time you show up for yourself, you're sending your body the message that you're invested in your health, in your strength, and in the life you want to live. So take a deep breath. Make a plan that feels doable. Write it down. Stick it on the fridge if you need to. You're not just working out, you're creating a rhythm that supports you for the long haul. And that's something to be proud of. Now let's talk about something that's just as important as your workouts: what you put on your plate. Because building strength isn't just about lifting weights. Your muscles need the right fuel to grow, recover, and stay strong. And the truth is, especially after age 60, nutrition becomes one of your most powerful tools for staying active, energized, and independent. Let's start with protein. Because if there's one nutrient your muscles absolutely depend on, it's this one. Think of protein like the building blocks your body uses to repair and grow stronger after every training session. And as we age, our need for protein actually increases, even if our appetite might not. That's why it's so important to include a little protein in every single meal. Not just dinner, not just after exercise, every meal. In the morning, that could mean adding an egg or some Greek yogurt to your breakfast. For lunch, maybe a bit of chicken, tuna, or a scoop of cottage cheese. And dinner could be beans, lentils, tofu, or a small serving of lean meat. Even something simple like a spoonful of peanut butter on whole grain toast helps your body stay in repair mode. And if chewing or digesting certain proteins is a challenge, there are softer options that are still very nutrient-dense. Scrambled eggs, smoothies with protein powder, or soups with blended legumes can be easier to handle while still giving your body what it needs. Now protein is just the beginning. Whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats are also essential. They don't just keep your body nourished, they also support inflammation control, energy, and digestion. Think berries for antioxidants, leafy greens for calcium and fiber, oatmeal for sustained energy, and olive oil or avocados for healthy fats that support your joints and brain. And please don't overlook something incredibly simple but often forgotten: water. Staying hydrated helps your muscles work properly, keeps your joints lubricated, and even boosts your energy levels. Many seniors don't feel as thirsty as they used to, but that doesn't mean your body doesn't need it. Try sipping water throughout the day. Keep a glass nearby, and remember, soups, herbal teas, and even water-rich fruits like oranges and watermelon count toward your fluid intake. Now let's talk briefly about supplements, because while food should always come first, there are times when a little extra support is helpful. If you find it hard to eat enough protein, a high-quality protein powder made for seniors might be worth adding to a smoothie or shake. Vitamin D and calcium are also important, especially for bone health, and your doctor might recommend them if your levels are low. And if you're concerned about joint pain or inflammation, omega-3 supplements from fish oil or algae can offer relief and support recovery. But here's the key: always check with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement. Not everything on the shelf is necessary, and some may interfere with medications, so keep your doctor in the loop. and make your choices based on real needs, not hype. At the end of the day, nutrition isn't about dieting or cutting things out, it's about adding more of the good stuff, more nourishment, more strength, more fuel for your active, vibrant life. Every meal is an opportunity to support your body and reward it for the work you're doing. And when you pair the right foods with your training, the results can be truly life-changing. Staying motivated is one of the most overlooked parts of any fitness journey, especially as we get older. At first, the excitement of trying something new can carry you through, but then life happens, energy dips, old routines try to creep back in. That's when motivation really matters, and the good news is, you don't need superhuman willpower to stay on track. You just need a plan that speaks to you. It starts with setting small, meaningful goals, not vague ones like get stronger or be healthier, but specific goals that connect to your daily life. Maybe it's being able to carry groceries without help, or get up from the couch without holding on to something, or walk up the stairs without needing to pause halfway. When your goal has a real emotional reason behind it, it becomes easier to stick to. Write it down. Tape it to your bathroom mirror. Remind yourself often why you started in the first place. And don't be afraid to celebrate the little wins along the way. Maybe today you held a wall push-up for 5 more seconds than last week. That's progress. Maybe your balance has improved enough that you don't wobble when you put on your socks. That counts too. Every step forward deserves recognition, because they all lead to the bigger picture, a life where you feel stronger, more stable, and more confident. Another powerful way to stay on track: don't go it alone. Having a workout buddy, whether it's a friend, spouse, or neighbor, can make all the difference. When someone's counting on you to show up, it adds accountability in a gentle, encouraging way. And if you can't find someone nearby, don't worry. There are plenty of online communities or senior fitness classes you can join virtually. Just knowing you're not doing this alone can lift your spirits and keep you moving forward. And here's something you may not hear often enough: exercise can be fun. Yes, even weight training. It doesn't have to feel like a chore. It can be something you look forward to, a time just for you. Put on your favorite music while you work out. Choose a bright, comfortable space in your home to train in. Use colors you like. Treat it like a personal ritual, not a punishment. If a certain movement bores you or feels awkward, swap it out for something else that works the same muscles. There's no single right way to train, only the one that keeps you engaged and smiling. You can also switch things up every few weeks. Try new exercises, or add light ankle weights for variety. Changing your routine keeps it fresh and gives your brain a little workout too. And some days, when you're just not feeling it, give yourself grace, but still do something small. Even 5 minutes of gentle movement is better than nothing and keeps the habit alive. The truth is, motivation isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up over and over again, even when it's hard. And when you start to notice how your body responds, how your strength builds, your balance improves, and your energy returns, you'll find new reasons to keep going. This isn't just a fitness program, it's a lifestyle that supports the life you want to live, one strong, confident, independent day at a time. Let me tell you a story about someone who reminds me a lot of the people watching this right now. Her name is Eleanor. She's 74, a retired school teacher, and for most of her life, she never thought of herself as the exercise type. In fact, she used to joke that lifting her teacup was the only strength training she needed. But a few years ago, everything changed. It started with a fall. Just a short trip on the front steps while checking the mail. But the landing left her with a fractured wrist and a shaken sense of independence. She told me later, it wasn't just the pain, it was the fear that followed. I suddenly didn't trust my own legs. That's a hard place to be, when something you took for granted, like balance or strength, begins to slip away. And Eleanor felt it deeply. Her doctor suggested she start some light strength training, but the idea scared her. She thought weights were for young people, or at least people who weren't already injured. She imagined bulky muscles, sore joints, and workouts that were too fast or complicated to follow. But after some encouragement from her daughter, she agreed to try a gentle beginner's class at the local senior center. The first few sessions weren't easy.
Her arms trembled during bicep curls with just 2-pound weights. Standing up from a chair repeatedly felt like climbing a mountain. She told me, "I cried the first time I couldn't finish an exercise. But the instructor looked me in the eye and said, 'That just means you're building something. That's where it starts.'" And so she kept coming back, week after week. Little by little, Eleanor started to notice changes. She could open jars more easily. She stopped needing to grip the rail every time she climbed the stairs. And one day, several months in, she caught herself in the mirror carrying a bag of groceries, smiling, upright, strong. "I felt like myself again," she said. "Actually, I felt better than myself. I felt like someone I could count on." It wasn't just about her muscles. Her mood lifted. Her sleep improved. She started joining her walking group again, even dancing with her grandchildren at family gatherings. And when winter came around, for the first time in years, she didn't dread icy sidewalks quite so much. She knew her legs were stronger, her balance more stable, and perhaps most importantly, her confidence was back. Eleanor's story isn't some rare miracle. It's the quiet power of commitment and patience. She didn't transform her life overnight. She didn't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer. What she needed was to believe that it wasn't too late, that her body still had more to give, and that she could take back control, one rep, one stretch, one steady breath at a time. And that's why her story matters, because it's not just Eleanor. It could be you. Whether you're 65 or 85, whether you're just getting started or starting over, this journey is still open to you. And the rewards are far greater than just stronger muscles. It's about reclaiming a sense of possibility, of pride, of independence. So if you've been doubting yourself, let Eleanor remind you it's never too late to get stronger. The first 30 days of strength training are some of the most important, but also some of the most misunderstood. People often expect instant results, or they panic when things don't feel perfect right away. So let's set the record straight. Those first few weeks are less about perfection, and more about adjustment. You're waking up muscles that may not have been used in a long time. You're building a new rhythm. And yes, it's totally normal if your body feels a little out of sorts at first. One of the first things you might notice is a bit of soreness. Not pain, but a gentle ache in your muscles, especially the day after you work out. This is called delayed onset muscle soreness, and it simply means your body is adapting and growing. It's a good sign. The key is to listen to your body. If the soreness is light, go ahead with your next session, maybe with slightly lighter weights, or fewer reps. If anything feels sharp or unusual, give that area a break and focus on another part of your body. Movement should never feel painful. It should feel like effort, like your muscles are working. That's the sweet spot. If you feel stiff, try a warm compress, or a little stretching. A short walk also helps get your blood flowing, which reduces soreness and speeds up recovery. Rest is part of the process too. You don't have to train every day to make progress. 2 or 3 sessions a week is more than enough to start seeing and feeling changes. This is also the time to start tracking your progress, even in the smallest ways. Write down how many repetitions you did. Note how much weight you used, or even how you felt afterward. Maybe week 1, you're doing 5 chair squats. By week 3, maybe it's 8. That's not just progress, that's proof that your body is getting stronger. You might not see big visual changes right away, but strength builds from the inside out, and every little bit adds up. You might also begin to notice something else, your confidence building. Everyday tasks feel just a little bit easier, your balance steadies, you feel less winded climbing stairs. Those are signs your training is working, and once those gains begin, that's often when people ask, is it time to move on to more advanced exercises? And the answer is, when it feels easy, it's time to gently level up. That might mean increasing your dumbbell weight from 2 to 3 pounds, or adding 1 or 2 extra repetitions, or trying a standing exercise instead of a seated one. Always choose progress over perfection, and don't be afraid to experiment. Your body is capable of more than you think. The biggest challenge in the first 30 days, not giving up. This is the time when old habits try to creep back in, when you might question whether it's worth the effort. But I promise you, if you keep showing up, your body will show up for you. Strength doesn't just live in your muscles, it lives in your consistency, in your willingness to begin again, no matter how many times life knocks you off track. So stay patient, be proud, and trust the process. The first 30 days are your foundation. Lay it strong, and the possibilities from here on out are endless. Look at how far we've come together in just this short time. We've talked about why strength training isn't just a nice-to-have for seniors, it's a lifeline. We've broken down the science behind muscle loss, uncovered the incredible benefits of weight training, and shown you how to start safely, confidently, and in a way that fits your unique pace and body. We've even heard from someone who turned their fear of falling into a story of strength and pride. Now here's the most important part. Don't wait. You don't need a perfect plan to begin. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is 5 minutes and a little belief that this is possible for you. Maybe today, that 5 minutes is standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times, or grabbing 2 soup cans and doing a few curls while you watch TV. That's enough. That's how it starts. Because the truth is, you're never too old to get strong. You're never too far gone to start rebuilding. And you're absolutely never alone in this. We're doing this together, step by step, day by day. You've got a body that still wants to move, muscles that still want to grow, and a heart that deserves to feel proud again. So if this video inspired you, even just a little, let it be the nudge to take action. Start today. Comment below, and tell us what your first step will be. Subscribe so you don't miss any new routines, tips, and uplifting stories that keep you going. Share this with a friend, a parent, or anyone in your life who needs a gentle reminder that they're still capable of great things. And most of all, keep showing up for yourself. Your future self will thank you. Let's do this together.